All right, everybody. Well, hey, welcome to Note Night in America. Hope you guys are doing well this Monday night. I know it's the Monday before the 4th of July, but we are excited to be here. Hopefully, you had a great June. It's hard to believe the second half of the year is here already. July 1st, man. There is 6 months left in the year. We are at the halfway point. I know many people are taking a light time this week to kind of chill, get a little bit of work done before Thursday rolls around so they can have a really long, like 4-day holiday weekend. I understand that. Totally get that for you. But we are here tonight. We'll make sure Monday night, first Monday, roll this out for everybody who's a part of our extended Note Nation members across the country. So excited to be here. Got some great stuff tonight I think that you'll enjoy. And a simple kind of success plan for you, for especially the second half. I know a lot of people are struggling with things. We'll get to that. We'll discuss some of those struggles, how to overcome those, and go from there. But anyway, great to see all of you all here tonight. We're going to have plenty of questions, plenty of options for you. But we're here for Note Night in America. If this is your first time on Note Night in America, welcome. We're glad to have you. We have a variety of note and real estate investors that are on the call with us, that are watching us either on YouTube, on Facebook, listening to this on the Note Night in America podcast, or listening to a replay somewhere. But we have also people interested in notes, people interested in funding deals. Did hit the record button. Yes, recorded. We are live streaming it usually on YouTube. We are live streaming on Facebook tonight for a little bit of a shake-up, but it will be on YouTube before I wrap up this evening. You can also catch the replays of all our Note Night in America by simply going to weekclosenotes.tv. That will take you to our YouTube channel, and you'll be able to down that. And I highly encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube account. We had a record month of subscriptions, 147 people subscribed, but it's just over, I think, 2,200 as of today. Lots of great stuff on there. We upload all the videos from Note Night in America, along with all the podcast episodes as well. You don't want to miss out there. You can also listen to these episodes on iTunes as a podcast or any other different places that you listen to podcasts as well. So if you miss it out, check out the Note Night in America podcast. It's there for you as an alternative way to listen if you've got to bug on out of here, all right? Or fly on here like Iron Man, okay? Excited, though. Got some new numbers on some of the things we're doing with the Note Close Show podcast. Highly encourage you to listen to that. It's kind of the flagship, or has become the flagship of what we're doing now, evolving. 480 plus episodes, 340,000 plus downloads, over 4 million listeners on AM, FM, our radio station networks across the country. We just exceeded 4 million as of yesterday, actually. But would love for you if you go to iTunes to review and subscribe to the podcast. Lots of great content, interviews, guests, and vendors that we have on a regular basis. Got some great content. People really enjoying that. We got a whole series of some of our Note Mastermind members on there, too. They've been recently released that I highly encourage you to do that. But love for you to leave a review. You might just get a call out if you leave a review. But or you might have something just show up in the mail, this too. So if you want to leave a review, take a screenshot of it, email it to me, and we may just send you a prize. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Something you'll enjoy in your inbox. But anyway, everybody, a couple events that are coming up. I want to let you guys know we had a great fast track training 2 weeks ago here in July with a great group of people. Our next one is July 19th to the 21st. The next one after that is the 16th, 17th, and 18th of August. We've only got 2 spots remaining, though, total between the July one and the one in August. So make sure and take the opportunity to get signed up for those. It's 3 days of intense training. Love seeing the people that have gone to the fast track actually taking action and making things happen. They're closer to success. They're already making bids, already doing amazing things out there. So the last chance, July, to get signed up here before our next mastermind event taking place in August. All right. But before we get to August, we do have our Note Camp commercial. And a lot of people are interested in some of the different trainings that we offer up. Our Note Camp commercial boot camp is July 26th to the 28th. Whatever asset class you're looking at, mobile homes, hotels, mixed use, we have a whole variety of things. Asset managers are going to be there. Vendors are going to be there. It's normally $6.99, but if you go to WeCloseNotes.com or go to notecamp.live, it'll automatically drop 25% off as we're running a 4th of July special for you guys. So you get it at 25% off, and we got some great bonuses to go along with it. So notecamp.live. Like I said, mentioned a minute ago, our next Note Mastermind is going to be in Houston, Texas. It's August 21st and the 22nd. And that's a little bit different. It's the middle of the week. It's a Wednesday, Thursday, and it's the Wednesday, Thursday before the Quest Expo. We're going to be doing it in the same hotel as the Quest Expo. And so we wanted to maximize those people that are flying in. They're only going to have one round of airplane tickets. You don't have to stay for the expo if you don't want to. You can just come in Wednesday, Thursday, and then fly home Friday if you want to. But I'd highly encourage it. Quest told us I think they get 500 signups as of right now. Great networking opportunity for a lot of you guys and gals. But August 21st and 22nd, we do have a couple sneak peek seats if you're interested in finding more about that and hanging out in the Note Mastermind group. But like I said, it's the 21st, 22nd. If you'd like to get more information, just email me at scott@weclosenotes.com or shoot me a text message. So like I said, it's right before the Quest Expo, taking place at the Royal Sonesta Houston Galleria Hotel. There's a 3-day event, kicks off 9 to 5, 9 to 6 Friday, Saturday. Sunday will wrap up at noon. They got a great speaking lineup. You can go to questexpo.com and check it out. Use the discount code if you're going to sign up, Carson19, to get 25% off of either your general admission or one of the few VIP tickets that they've got left available. So Carson19 will get you 25% off of either one of those for the Quest Expo, the 23rd, 24th, and 25th. Okay, so they're wrapping up early on Sunday, so you can stay through Sunday and fly home Sunday evening out either Houston Hobby or Bush International Airport, Intercontinental Airport. Okay, so questions about any kind of the event, the calendar, what kind of things do you guys have? Any questions about any of that stuff going on? Other events coming up, things like that. I'd love. What questions do you guys have that I answer regarding it before we dive in tonight's content? Good to see all of y'all, everybody. Aiden, Adria, Bill, what's up there? So Grease Mayor, Brian, Carolyn, Charles, Chris, Dan the Man, David, Dupree, Denise, Donald Wilson. All right, question here. Awesome, glad to hear that. All right, well, let's dive into, oops, some comment here. No questions yet. All right, Paul, thanks. So for some of you guys that are having some good stuff, where you're rocking out some things, where you're having success, this will probably be a little bit of an old recap then for it. But some of you guys that are struggling out there, I wanted to kind of change some things up because I've had talked with people who are like, hey, I'm hitting a mind block, or I'm not seeing the amount of success that I should be doing. And I want to go through that with you now. What's the best way that I can help you accomplish those things to have your most successful second half of the year? All right, because 2019, let's face it, it's been a busy year. Time has flown. All right, it's the world is speeding up. Okay, not quite passing everybody by, but it is really rocking and rolling in a very speed lane. Right. So the question I like to ask is, what have you done lately? Okay, and it always reminds me of, what have you done for me lately? Ooh, Julian. All right. Think of Janet Jackson singing that with the big afro hair, the black tight leather, stiletto heels. You know what I mean? You're not going to catch me in any of that stuff. But what have you done lately? Okay. And one of the things I have always found, because we're constantly looking back at this, is we look at the Pareto principle. 80% of your success comes from 20% of your activity. If you're really doing things, most of your success is going to come from a fifth of what you're doing. I know. I mean, so we're wasting 80% of our time, basically. No. So you have to think about, what does that 20% consist of for your deals? And you have to look at where you're finding deals, where the success of the deals are coming from. What are you focused on? No, the July note camp is only going to cover commercial notes, Michael. Okay, guys, try to keep your questions on track or save them until the very end. Okay. But that's the thing you got to look at. Where are you getting your deals from? Where are you getting your deals? Where are you raising your capital from? What is being the most amount of success for you? And what you have to do is look at that success rate. If 20% of your activities and 8% you're running around doing something different, either you're wasting time, the other 20% of your time, or you need to spend more time focused on that 20%, right? So I'll give you an example. Like 20% of the customers for any type of company usually end up buying 80% of the products, okay? Okay, I guarantee there's when I was looking at or they fall in like 20% of your clientele or your specific base fall into it. But, you know, that's what you got to realize, okay? 20% of your activities equals 80% of your deals closed probably. Okay, think about that. If you're doing email blasts out on a regular basis, you're probably finding deals. And that's probably, if you're looking at other ways you're doing it, it's probably 80% of your deals are probably coming from one source, just a fifth of your activities. So the goal is, you think about that, if 20% of your marketing is working and it's resulting in 80% of your leads, what should you do? Well, you should probably quit doing or reduce the other 80%, move that to 20%, and then focus just on the where you're getting the other 20%, increase it 4 times, okay? Or 5 times. So the 100% of what you're doing is actually resulting in a lot more success. That's one way to quadruple your success. If you quit doing all the things that you're wasting time on, or you're not seeing success in, and just focus on that 20%. This is why Outwitting the Devil is so great, because it kind of speaks to that volume of like, hey, if you're being focused, you're getting a lot more done versus drifting and losing yourself and kind of falling all over the place. Does this make sense, everybody? Because we all drift. We all get things. Now, there's times as businesses evolve, definitely times that business evolve on a regular basis. We have quite a few changes take place in the industry the last 10 years. I mean, you think about this. 10 years ago, what were you guys doing? Probably not in the note space. All right, maybe you probably weren't in the note space a year ago or 2 years ago. Now, does that mean you're going to be in the note space in 2 years? I don't know. But that's what you have to look at, is how is the business evolved? Some of you are just kind of, I'm just here. I'm just here for a good time. I'm just here for laughs. Okay, great. Grab your ticket, grab some popcorn, cold beer, and sit in the stands. But I know many of you don't want to sit in the stands. You want to be active. You want to be doing some things. And so you've got to figure out what you're doing. So one of the things I wanted to ask you, I wanted to poll you guys tonight. If you aren't seeing any luck, okay, here's what I want to pull. I ran some questions here. I'm going to launch this to you guys that are here. I'd love to try to get 80% of you that are on right now to go ahead and answer this question, okay? So it's a Pareto poll, I like to say. Pretty simple. It's like, how many of you have sent an email to asset managers in the last 90 days? Some of the things we've asked before, okay? How many of you have sent an email to asset managers in the last 90 days? Have you done it once, twice, 3 times a lady? No, 4 times, 5 or more in the last 90 days. Somebody sent it 3 times. Great. Take the time, fill it out. If you've done it once or 0, just put once, okay? If you've never done it, just put down once. All right. 2, how many of you have sent an email to your investor contacts or database in the last 90 days? Now, this is not your asset managers. How many of you sent an email out to your database? Okay, 5 or more, some of you have. Great. Once again, I forgot to put 0 on here. So if you have never done it, 0, 1, put once down, okay? Number 3, did you write down your goals for 2019? Yes or no? Okay. 4, are you on track to hit your goals for 2019? Some, like, I haven't even started. I'm not even getting close. I wrote these things down, I'm not getting anywhere. Some of you are, I'm behind, but I'm building momentum, getting there. I'm on track. Okay, that's good. I'm having to increase my goals because I'm doing so well. Okay. You've already shot through your goals or readjusted your goals, okay? So please take time. We got about 32% of you have filled this out. 38, oh, we're getting more. Come on now. Take some time to fill these out for me, please. And I don't track, I'm not asking for emails on what you answer. I don't see the results of what you pick, okay? So please take the time, fill this out. Just a couple of seconds to answer. If you had, instead of 0, if you've never done it, just put once down, okay? Come on now, just a few more. Let's get to 80%, people, please. Because this is really, really valuable, okay? This is a valuable thing to keep in mind for you guys as we're going through tonight's call. Some people are like, oh no, I'm not answering. I'm bugging out like a mosquito, okay? Let's give it to another 20 seconds. Come on, everybody. Everybody can fill this out once, twice, 3 times. How many times have you sent an email to asset manager the last 90 days? How many of you have sent an email to your investor contacts in the last 90 days? Okay. Very simple. Did you write down your goals for 2019? Yes or no? How are you on track? How are you trending? Yeah. If Paul says if you won't fill out the poll, then you're probably not going to have a good business. Yeah, exactly. Because you guys know I'm here to help you guys. Thanks, Paul. Come on, let's get one more. One. Yeah, 56. Oh, somebody logged off. Okay, we're going to end the polling now. Okay, so I'm going to share the results with you guys, sharing the poll results. So half of you that answered have only sent an email at least once or none in the last 90 days. Only one of you have done it at least 4 times in the last 90 days or 5 times in the last 90 days. Now, about a fifth of you that answer the phone calls have done it at least 3 times in the last 9 days. That means you're probably sending it out once a month. That's just not enough, people. Okay? If you're not doing emails out to asset managers at least once a month or 3 times the last 90 days, you're really hurting yourself. Especially the ones that said once or never, you're only hurting yourself. And that's probably, if your biggest goal, think about this. If you answered that you don't send an email out to asset managers, only done it once or twice and not doing any type of follow-up, and your biggest need is that you need to find deals, you are the issue there. That's your issue. If your goal was to close on 40 deals this year, like I saw a post Chris Venue say he's closing on 40 deals for 2019, I was like, kudos to you, man. Good stuff. I love seeing that stuff. What you have to realize is there's specific actions. This is not a difficult business. It's a business of doing a lot of similar things. And what I'm trying to get at is you're not going to do the things in the first half of the year. You're probably not going to do them in the second half of the year. And so you've got to make some decisions, okay? Now, for those that send out emails to your database, more of you are sending emails out to your database, your warm contact, your investor database, which is great. A fifth of you are doing it at least 5 or more times. So some of you are sending them out weekly. Good stuff. I'm glad to see that. Once again, though, this should probably be at least once a week type of thing. Because still over half have only sent out once, 0, or twice in the last 90 days, less than once a month. And you really need to do more than that than once a month. You need to do this on a weekly basis because otherwise people are going to forget about you. So if you're having a hard time raising capital or getting people to talk with you, what you do, you bump up your emails out to your database. You bump up what you're focused on, okay? Now, I should have probably asked this to begin with because this is downright scary. This is downright depressing for me. 76% of you did not, oh, sorry. Wait a second. Hang on. 76% of you did write down your goals for the year. Okay, good. Only a fourth of you didn't. And the fourth of you, I'm willing to bet this, the 25% of you that did not write down your goals for the year are probably having a hard time being focused on where you want to go and what you want to accomplish for the year. I'm willing to bet that most of you fall in line that say, no, I didn't write down my goals. You're probably falling into the next question, I haven't even started. The 14% of you that haven't even started on your goals for 2019. And look, we all screw up on goals. And I always say, you really can't have 20 like New Year resolutions. You maybe have 1, 2, 3 at the max. Okay? 3 at the max. Because that's about all you can focus on. 3 big goals for the most part. 1 personal, 1 financial, and then another one could be something non-tangible, okay? Like everybody wants to lose weight. That's a tangible goal. I can see the scale going down or going up, okay? That's a big thing. If you want to put this in perspective, if you've got a goal and you want to lose weight in the new year, first thing you want to do is write down how many numbers you want to, how much poundage do you want to lose, okay? And so then you have to do 1 of 2 things. 1, you either A, need to go to the gym more often or work out more or exercise more often, and B, eat less. Now, yes, you can lose weight by eating the same amount and just working out more. It won't be quite as fast. But you also have to take the activity, you have to get uncomfortable. You got to put on that workout shorts and go to the gym and be the big fat guy, the fat gal on the treadmill or the elliptical, okay? Or the big guy, whatever. But people, you have to admire that because you're getting outside of your comfort zone. Yeah, it's not exciting, okay? But you have to do the little things. And many of you are stuck inside of your prisons, your comfort zones, because you're not going to do things. Oh, I'll get around to it later. It comes to literally the basic number one thing you can do is write down your goals and get started. If you're not writing down your goals and what you want to accomplish and when you want to accomplish them by, you have a 50% chance of not even hitting them. And they've done studies for that, okay? So let's do this again. So if you aren't seeing any luck in what you're doing, did I do this? Hang on here. Here we go. Hang on, my mouse is getting goofy on me. If you aren't seeing any luck, you probably aren't doing enough, okay? Or you're probably doing old things that used to work. Like if somebody called me the other day and was like, oh, I'm sending out letters and postcards to find note deals. So I'm like, what? I'm like, yeah, I get like one phone call every month off of these things. I'm like, yeah, but how much? You're getting a phone call. How much are you closing? Well, I haven't closed anything, but at least I'm getting a phone call. I'm like, okay. You're like that whole like, boop, 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 barely alive, okay? I don't think that's the old way of doing things, okay? I saw somebody who was all excited about writing their bandit signs, and they're all doing like 100 bandit signs. I'm like, how many phone calls do you get? We get like 5 or 6. I'm like, eeh, and you drive around town? Ugh, that's no good. Instead of you doing 125, why don't you pick the 6 and put a little code or something on there so you know exactly where you posted that, okay? Something smart. Or if you're not doing those things, not seeing enough, you're doing the old things, or you're scared or lazy to embrace change, okay? And I mean this sincerely, that you have to embrace change, or laziness doesn't work, okay? You have to involve or embrace change, okay? You've got to evolve or die. And I'm seeing more and more and more and more real estate entrepreneurs dying. Not just entrepreneurs, investors like you and me, but I'm seeing the old way. People are doing the old way of business, the old way of teaching, workshops, seminars. Let's throw up an event together. No, that doesn't work. Those things are dying left and right. You have to evolve or die. You have to be smart about what you have to do a little bit more than what you've done before. I have a very good friend. They're trying to launch products and I say podcasting like this, okay? They're trying to launch a product and podcast. And they're like, oh, let's do it the old way of doing it. We're just going to post it to our Facebook page. I'm like, well, how many people on your Facebook page? Oh, like 300 people. I'm like, okay. Are you doing it anywhere else? No. Are you sharing it on any other groups? No. Are you doing an email blast out to your database? Yeah. Okay, good. How big is your database? 500 people. Ooh. You got to get going. You got to reach out to people. You've got to get in other areas to do some things. And that's the same thing in the note business. You've got to evolve or change or tweak some things in what you're doing. If you're not having the success that you want or the luck that you're wanting, guess what? That's on you. There are things you can do to evolve. And many of you have already answered exactly. Zig and Zag, Juliana Farrar, exactly. Thank you very much. Many people aren't zigging or zagging. They're just going down the road and they see the end and the cliff and they're just going off the cliff. Well, this is how we've done it for years. Oh, I hate that. This is how we've done it for years. Great. You're going to die. Let me get the hell out of the way. Many of you are not brain dead. You're just not embracing change. I know everybody hates change. Everybody hates having to adjust things. Why can't it work on autopilot? I get it. It's not. So let's talk about some of the things that maybe you are having success with. What are you having success with? And I threw a bunch of stuff down here as different things that people are doing for success. Dying for dollars. They're doing email blasts out. Okay. They're calling the people that open the emails. Okay. They're jumping on LinkedIn and searching for asset managers. They're jumping on Distress Pro with Brett Palumbo. They're jumping on laneguy.com and doing searches on there. Or asking for referrals from previous sources. Or maybe they're doing direct mail campaigns. God forbid. Okay? God forbid. All right? Or they're doing bigger pockets and jumping on bigger pockets and asking questions, talking to other people and going from there. Okay? Maybe they're jumping in the county records and looking for searches. Okay? It's always interesting when you're drinking a Coke. You realize there's dried tomato gives on the side there. There's a little interesting flavor to a Coke. Some people are using foreclosure lists to find asset managers or finding deals, okay? Trade shows, expos, okay? Some are going there and hanging out and having success, okay? Other investors, and an email out to them or talking to other people. Or they're going to meetups. Whatever you're doing, I just threw a bunch on here to discuss these things. There's like 14 different things. This is not all the things, but think about what are you having success with? What are you doing that's leading to success in your business? Now, you're not having any success, then what you need to do is talk to those that are having success. What's working for you? What's working for you? What's working today, not last year? And you know, the industry is a little bit different when I start having our peers, people in the same space coming to me and ask me, hey, can you help us market? Can you help us find deals? And I kind of chuckle about that because for years, I've been that crazy kid that, oh, that guy that markets whatever, that doesn't work. Oh, what really? It's a very bittersweet thing, and I like to laugh a little bit. When peers are coming to me and saying, Scott, how are you finding deals? Scott, how are you finding these lists? Scott, how are people reach out to you? What are you doing differently than me? And when it comes down to more than anything else is, let's all face it, sources change. Some sources dry up, some evolve, some become new in the space. You got to be careful with some joker brokers. But the thing that comes out to it is you have to be doing something. If you're sitting at home, sitting at the office, and just complaining about not finding deals, not complaining about having success in the first half of the year, you are the problem, not anybody else. It is you. We are all in our own place because of the decisions that we have made leading up to today. I'm at where I'm at because of the decisions I made, good and bad. We've all made good decisions. We've all made bad decisions. It's okay. You're human. Okay? So the thing is, I've already asked this poll, so I want to go back to the poll here and think about how many of you have thought about being committed to something. Commitment means staying loyal to what you said you were going to do long after the mood you said it in has left you. I saw that quote today, and I was like, ooh, that's a good one for tonight. Because we all get excited in late December, right? I'm going to work on this. I'm going to put my New Year's resolutions. Yay, I'm all gung-ho. And then January 1st rolls around like, I'm not going to the gym. I'm not going to go work out. I'm not going to do an email blast out. No. I am, but then I'm not. I'm going to do a podcast. I'm not going to do a podcast. I'm going to mail a bunch of letters, and then I'm not. I'm going to call asset managers, and then I'm not. Or we look for an excuse. And excuses come in a variety of different ways. They can be work, it can be busy, it can be distractions, it can be family. Okay, it could be your wife, your girlfriend, your kids, your grandkids, your grandparents, your buddies. Distractions come in many forms or fashions. But if you're not committed to what your goals are, you have to set aside those things for a little while to go and find success. And the things that we're talking about, I'm not talking about, oh, hey, I can't spend any time with you at all. No, you still want to have time. You will still have balance to your life the best you can. But yeah, at some point, you have to take responsibility for where you're at and say, okay, I'm going to focus on this now. I have to. Look, that's one of the things that we're dealing with, okay? Got a bunch of deals that are aging. We're going through that 12 to 18-month period, and we're working to get them sold. We're going to get them sold off, all right, paying investors off. All right, we're dealing a lot with that stuff. That's all I'm on the phone with for most of the time throughout the day. I do like an hour podcast, and then I'm marketing most of the day to move deals, to talking to sellers, talking to buyers. It is all I do for the most part, okay? I'm not spending time on Facebook. I'm not spending time on LinkedIn, okay? A lot of the stuff that you see gets posted is automated by my staff. They do a tremendous job. So let's talk about the things that most of the time that people are struggling with, the excuses that I hear, or the reasons I hear for them not having success. Time management being one of them. I just don't have enough time during the day. And that's BS. We all have enough time to get things done. We're all given 24 hours in a day. Yes, I know if you're working, Full time, I get that, and I'm not subjecting saying that you're blowing BS. But when do you get home? Do you have an hour or two? If you want to go back and listen to the Note Hustler webinar that we did last week, maybe was it online? It should be online. I think I did online. Maybe it was the last Monday night that we did Note Night in America. It's a good one to listen to. 2 weeks ago. Thank you, Marianne. Time management is one big thing. Are you time blocking your schedule? Are you setting aside 2 hours a day to get some stuff done? You have a full-time job, I respect that. You've got a family, I respect you coming home. I'm not going to say you put your family aside, no. But you can carve out some time between 7 p.m. and 2 a.m. to knock out some simple stuff we're talking about, okay? Are you struggling with activities? What should I do and when should I do it? What comes next, okay? What should I be doing today? What should I be doing tomorrow? What comes next? A lot of people struggle with activities. I get that. Make you a list of the things that need to be done. Maybe you want to go back and listen to the 30 by 30 series we did, okay? You want to pull out a spreadsheet and figure out, okay, what are the days of the month? And then figure out different things I can do. I can do one thing per day. I only got time one day. Okay, I'll do one thing. One thing is better than no things. For those of you that haven't sent an email out to your database, you haven't posted an email out to asset managers, or once in the last 90 days, no offense. The reason you're not finding success is you're struggling with time management to get the things you want done. You find other things more important. Maybe you're struggling with marketing. Oh, I don't know how to use that MailChimp. I don't know how to use LinkedIn. I don't know how to create a video. That's a bunch of BS, okay? I don't know when to market. I don't understand. I'm a frozen caveman real estate investor. I don't understand the complicated MailChimp thing. Oh, I don't want to pay for my MailChimp. Oh, I don't want to pay for that. Well, great. If you don't pay, you no stay in the note business. You no pay, you no stay as a note investor. You got to realize there's specific investments you have to make. Everybody likes, oh, how much money do I need to get started in the note business? Like, I don't know. You need marketing. You need to spend some time on putting stuff together, okay? It's an investment. Are you going to be in real estate for 20, 30 years? Yes. Well, then do the things that I tell you to do, because otherwise you're not. It's the 21st century. We are about to come out to 2020, everybody. We're 6 months away from 2020, and some people still can't send an email blast. That just drives me bonkers, okay? Are you struggling with raising capital? If you're struggling with raising capital, it's because you're not talking to enough people. You're not emailing out your database. You're not going out and networking on a database. You can't succeed in the real estate or even the note business by being 007, being a secret agent, man. Nobody see me. Oh, you can't see me. You can't hit me if you can't see me. Each of us have our own unique way of delivering things. And there is somebody out there waiting to talk to everybody who's on this call, who's watching this call, who's listening to this episode. You will find somebody if you go somewhere and talk to people. That's how you raise capital. It's just about talking. What do I say? Oh my God, I'm scared. Talk to people. Hey, what are you focused on? What are you doing? Here's what I'm doing, okay? We'll get more of the talking and raising capital aspect in a little bit, okay? If you're struggling with finding deals, the same thing. Time management. Oh, I'm not going to send an email to an asset manager. Why not? It's the best way to knock out 3,000, 2,000, 1,000, or just jump on LinkedIn, copy, paste. That's free. You have to do these things. I'm not giving you anything difficult to do. It's a matter of just doing. And for many of you, it's just fear. It is the big F word, the big 4-letter F word, okay? It's not the one that we like to have fun with. This is the one where false evidence appearing real, okay? False evidence appearing real. So what fear stands for. You're scared of something that's false. It's your worst mind game. And who doesn't have friends, who doesn't know somebody who likes to take everything to the worst extreme possible thing? We all have people like that. Oh my God, I clipped a nail. I'm going to get cancer. What? Oh my gosh, somebody broke into my house 5-6 miles away. They're going to break into our house. You know, don't get me wrong. I'm being a little facetious there. But everybody worries about the worst possible thing. That's not always the case. What if it's the opposite? What's the best possible thing? What if you made an email blast and somebody did respond? You have to give people time to take activities, okay? And so the thing I always like to kind of compare this to, this is kind of a new analogy for me, because I was thinking, like sitting here today thinking, hey, how we're going to dive into the topic about success and things like that. And many of you want to be the Rodney Dangerfields of the note business. And what I mean by the Rodney Dangerfields, the note business, I don't get no respect. It's like you want to go to school, but then you want to graduate without doing any of the work, without having to go to any of the classes. And so if you were to go to college, all right, if you go to school, I'm a college graduate, first one in my family, you get a bachelor's degree. If you get a bachelor's degree, you would need to complete about 120 hours, okay, of coursework. And very rarely do people graduate with 120 hours. Now, in today's world, they didn't have that when I was graduating. They have all these like advanced placement AP classes where you can literally go to college the first time and already be like a sophomore, okay? Let's just take it down and break it down, okay? My mom went back to college to get her associate's degree in nursing 20 years after she graduated high school, all right? 20 years after she graduated high school, she went back to school. When she can do it, anybody can do it. That sounds bad about my mom. My mom's a hard worker, one of my heroes. But 120 hours breaks down to roughly 40 classes of coursework. If you were going to do this full time, all right, that's 12 hours a semester, all right, okay? Basically, almost full time. Full time is at least 12 hours. Well, if you want to be on track to graduate in 4 years, you're taking 5 classes a semester, maybe 4 classes a semester and 2 classes during summer school. I like summer school classes. So that's the thing, is think about it. They're taking classes, taking 5 hours a week. I'm sorry, 5 hours. 5 classes per week. 2 on Tuesdays, 3 on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays is what it's worked out. That was our thing. Take 2 classes and 3 classes. Hour to hour and a half. That was what it come down to get 30 hours. But I graduated. I took a few more classes. I had 154 hours when I graduated because I changed my major a couple times. I didn't pass a couple. I had to go back and retake some of those D's I got to get my GPA up, okay? But I had to take I knew that I was on a plan. I'm going to study this. I'm going to go take this class. I'm going to learn about this. And that's what you have to realize, that your real estate business is kind of like that. You're going to add classes. I had to take economics, and I had to take economics. I had to take, economics is business, but why did I have to take English Lit? I'm not going to be using that in the note space. Well, English Lit taught me how to write. It's like I'm going to take a marketing class so I can market. I know how to talk about real estate. I sure do. I can talk about real estate all day long. But you know how to write about it? Do you know how to market it out? It's that similar kind of thing. You guys are showing up to class, okay, and expecting to graduate after just showing up. I'm sorry, there are no participation trophies in real life here in real estate. There's no participation trophy in real estate. There's just not, okay? Most of you aren't completing your freshman year. You go through a couple of things. Oh, that's too difficult. I can't do a LinkedIn post. I can't send an email blast out. I refuse to do that. And you're the Rodney Dangerfields of the real estate industry. Don't get no respect. You have to realize, everybody, things are changing. I'm constantly changing. We're constantly changing what we're doing, focused on. I got to keep up with the curve. We're changing. That's why I'm constantly trying to come up with things for you guys and showing you guys, hey, here's a great way for you to find asset management. Here's a great way for you to dive into things. And what drives me bonkers, and it's very, very frustrating. I can't tell you how frustrating it is when I see people making the same mistakes. There's somebody that posted something in the WC Inquiry the other day, yesterday, the day before, just a stupid deal. They didn't have their numbers at all. They just absolutely just were stupid. And this person has been uncoachable. I'm like, you can't post that. And what was funny is people kind of chimed in and said, hey, you need to take this down, you need to tweak this stuff. And he just made it worse. He was his own issue. He was his own problem. And you can't do that, people. You got to be coachable. You got to learn to change something. You got to add some tools. You got to take some classes. You got to learn how to be different than trying to be an 80-year-old guy going back to school. Most of you have the mentality like, I can't learn that, and I'm not going to do it. And that's the case. I'm not going to learn it. That's fine. You don't have to learn it. You're not going to ever have the type of results that you want to have, okay? So I want you to be honest with yourself. Look yourself in the mirror tonight. Really look at yourself in the mirror. Before you're going to bed, if you're brushing your teeth or brushing your tooth, sitting on the toilet, taking your makeup off or putting your makeup on, I don't know, whatever. Look at yourself in the mirror. Are you really giving it your all? Because if you have not had the type of success that you had in the first, that you wanted to in your first 6 months of this year were a failure. Now, get me wrong. If you're getting there, you're ramping up. Some of you guys are brand new here to call. That's fine. It's totally. We all got to ramp up. We all got kind of a starting point. But if you've been around for more than 6 months, everybody, and you're not taking the actions you need to do, you're complaining about things, you're complaining about other people, or lack of deals or lack of stuff, that's you. You're not giving it your all. Quit complaining about what you don't have, and why don't you focus on what you do have and go from there? Are you doing the things you need to do? Or are you using crap and other things as excuses? For using your granddaughter's excuse not to be able to send an email out. For using your wife or your husband or your boyfriend or your dog or your cats or your emotional instability duck, okay? To not do things and then go do something else. Be honest with yourself. Look yourself in the mirror. Is this really for me or really not? And then look at your numbers. Where did 80% of our income come from? Well, if our 80% of our income came from like 25 of our performing notes, then you should probably just focus on performing notes. If 80% of your income came from non-performing notes that you got converted, then you probably should be wasting your time on the REO side. Okay? And it all comes down to, are you avoiding the hard things? Because the hard things are often the things that are going to be the most productive. Those are the hard things, the ones that are most productive. We all avoid the hard things. Everybody does. Okay? But that's where you get the most out of your day. That's where you get the most accomplished in getting the hard things done so you can go on. Okay? So I want to challenge you to work on one new thing each week. You've got, 26 weeks left in 2019. Really 25 weeks to the closing week. Okay? But 26 weeks left in 2019 as of today. All right? 25 weeks basically till Christmas. Could you do something 25 times or 12 times? Could you or won't you? Or do you want to bitch 25 times? Here's the things that I want you to do. I want you to contact 100 new asset managers next week. And you want to do either, you get 2 ways to do this. You're working full-time, great. Go on to LinkedIn and just connect with 100 new asset managers by connecting with them in the direct contact, direct message. Okay? Hey, just want to connect with you, see if you had anything in your books you can get rid of. 100 new asset managers next week alone. Okay? Or if you've got the time, you can knock out 100 phone calls in a week. You can knock out 100 phone calls in 3 days. Heck, you can really knock out 100 phone calls in 2 days, Tuesday and Thursday, if you really get on it. And then what I want you to do is I want to follow up, okay? Then just follow up with 25 of those the next week. So out of the 100, and the beautiful thing, if you go to LinkedIn and send 100 connections, you can see who you sent invites out, follow back up with them. Send another message. If they've accepted your connection, then follow back up with them. If they didn't accept it, see if they're linked, see if their email, see if their phone number's on their profile, and reach out to them that way until they say yes or no. If you have somebody say yes, great. Add that person to your database. Hopefully they'll have something to send you. If they say no, I don't have anything, fine. Go connect with another one. Simple thing. This is one thing you do. 100 new asset managers. Keep track of them. I want you to chart them, put them in a spreadsheet. Okay? This is not for me. This is all for you. Why you put them in a spreadsheet? Because you can focus on the first 25 and just follow up. Hey, I need to follow up with this person. Follow up with this person. Okay? If they say yes, great. Go look for somebody else. Okay? Like they say, if they say no, they don't have anything, not the right person, add a new one. But first, before they say they don't have anything, do they have anybody else? Any other asset managers that they work with, commercial or residential side? Okay? That's one thing I want you to do. That's not hard to do. All right? You can do this at any time. The second part of the success plan for the second half of the year. Why are we doing it like this beforehand? Because I want to lead up to where you're getting to the fourth quarter. If you put in the time now, July, August, September, by week 12, Week 12 will be the third or fourth weekend of September, leading into that fourth quarter. You'll have a good hot list of people to reach out to that first part of October. All right? Part 2. You want to email to your investor friends, contacts once per week. We're not talking a huge autobiography. We're not talking about Love and Peace, okay? We're not talking about the biographical history of baseball. We're not talking about the Marvel's movie series. We're talking about one email per week out to your investor friends, contacts per week. And what you want to do is just tell them what's going on. Hey, guys, hope you're doing well. Here's what I hope your week is going well. Maybe you know that I've been in real estate. Here's one of the things that we're working on. I'm actually reaching out to asset managers, 100 to start off with and follow up. Talk about, share your journey. Share your journey. And then here's another thing. You're only allowed to attend one RIA meetup or expo per week. Now, I know some of you run a couple clubs a week. Okay, that's fine. Attend one meeting per week. Some of you guys, I have talked to some people like, oh, I went to 4 RIA clubs meetings last weekend. And I'm like, really? 4? You went every night? Yeah. Like, what did you get done? Nothing. Did you follow up with the people from the No. One RIA meetup or expo per week. That's it. Why? Because you need to do the other things. Okay. Here's another thing that's going to be really hard for some of you. I need you to turn Facebook off. Especially if you haven't sent emails to asset managers or your warm contacts. If you haven't sent an email out to asset managers or your warm contacts, you have no business being on Facebook. Remove the distractions. Now, if you send an email out that week to asset managers and to your warm contact list, guess what? You can be on Facebook. But if you haven't done those two things, then you really shouldn't be on Facebook at all. Because honestly, if you're posting on Facebook, most people aren't seeing it anyway. Facebook has like a 1 to 4% viewage ratio. It's one of the things we don't really do a lot of stuff on Facebook anymore. I mean, we still post things, but we really leverage other things. Much more efficient with our time. We've looked at where our hits were coming from, where the 80% of our listeners were coming from, and it wasn't Facebook. It was YouTube and our email database and our text message database, okay? So that's why we have leveraged and changed up what we're doing to be more effective. We may have less people on the webinars that view the webinars because I don't count a 3-second view of viewage. I want people that are sitting through the whole thing. And a lot more people are watching on YouTube to the end versus, oh yeah, we have 300 people, but only 100 of them stayed around. Well, I want to talk to those 100, okay? And then here's another thing that I want you to do. I want you, if you don't have deals, I want you to break down one asset per week and ask for help. One asset per week. This could be an article you post. Here's a deal that I'm working on. Break down one asset per week. And if you don't have assets that you're working through on your own, you know where you can go? You can go to Madison Management. You can go to paperstack.com. You can jump on FCI of all places. You can jump on Watermark and look at some assets on there. But what I'm saying is jump on there. Pull an asset down. Take a look at the numbers. Break it down. Share it. Do a little post. Hey, here's a deal that I'm working on. All right? And ask for help. That's like networking. That's literally kind of mini masterminding with people. We all need help. The only way I got great at evaluating deals was spending hours and hours and hours in my office. My first office I had here was not too far from here. And we had we sublet this little small, like 10 by 10 office, and it was like a retirement continuing education service. And they had dry erase boards on 4 sides of these walls. And I would go in there at night. I was divorced, didn't have a lot of money. And so I would spend hours going through and breaking down assets. I would go through what's the rent rate, what's the mix of the rents. It was all commercial deals. So I was pulling rent rates. I was figuring NOIs and just hours after hours pulling comps and looking at quick comps and things like that and pulling taxes and going through deal by deal by deal. I love that. Most people over break it down. They get in front of a spreadsheet and they kill the deal before it ever makes any sense because they got all these numbers. They don't even know what they're looking at. So you know what a confused mind says? It says no. A confused mind won't make an offer in an asset because they're confused. They're overwhelmed. All right. Take the time, break down some assets, work through them. Hey, am I looking at this right? It's a pricing point roughly on this. Okay. Now let's not be so crazy. Oh, it's going to be a 30% ROI if you figure in depreciation on. Oh, come on. Be serious. Look at it, and you want it to be common sense underwriting. Okay. If you need some help, look at some of the photos, look at some of the videos we've done on breaking down due diligence and breaking it down. And do yourself a favor. Step away from the spreadsheet. Get on the dry erase board. It's one of the most powerful tools that we do in our mastermind and fast track is especially the fast track. I bring people in and get on the dry erase board. Let's go through this. What's this foreclosure time frames? What's the back payments? How much in taxes are due? What's the foreclosure? Has it started? What's the value? What's the unpaid balance? How many months behind? 12 months. Let's figure this stuff out. It's one of the most effective things that you can do. And last but not least, I want you to record one video per week. Now, one video doesn't mean it has to be high qualified Cinemax at night or HBO or whatever. What I'm talking about, one video per week could be you in front of a dry erase board. I love what Bill Griesmeier's done with practicing and getting better and better. All right? Previous real estate deals. Talk about if you've done some fix and flips or wholesale deals or whatever, that's the easiest thing to do. Get on there. Record it on your smartphone. Have somebody hold it, okay? I'm talking previous real estate deals. Don't have to be much. Maybe work through the deal on the dry erase board, okay? And we're talking these don't have to be long. We're talking like 5-minute max time, okay? I know some people who have done 20, 30, 40 deals, and they've never done a video. Well, all that knowledge doesn't help you when it's in your head. You got to get it out so that the people that come to your YouTube channel, people that come to your Facebook page, or they get your email address, they see there's something going on. So previous real estate deals, post it to YouTube and Facebook. It's free to do. Free to do. Post to both YouTube and Facebook, okay? You have to do it to the tube. Why the tube? Because it's owned by Google. Google's the #1 search engine, all right? YouTube, #2 search engines. If you don't post there, you're only hurting yourself. If you don't post there, you might as well unsubscribe from every email that I have. Because honestly, I'm getting really, really tired of the excuses. And it seems like a lot of people just bitching about everything. And I look at their profiles, I'm like, there's no activity. Current case studies. Maybe you do a video about the deals that you pulled off the website beforehand. The past is great. Talk about current case studies and share the good, the bad, the ugly. Share it. Maybe you need to do a quick video on your vendor. Hey, everybody, I just wanted to share a quick little 2-minute video. I love what Brady Durr was doing. I haven't seen him do this in a while. But Brady Durr was going on talking about, hey, I'm going to this meeting, or I'm talking with so-and-so. It could be a short little, just a 2 to 5 minute video, and share it. You know what your vendor's going to do? They're going to love it. They're going to share it too. And you know what's going to happen? Their audience, with your audience, is going to see it, and you're going to add credibility. Maybe do a vendor spotlight in your email that goes out. The reason why you do one video per week, why? Because I want that video to go out in your email. Why not? That's where everything is going. Evolve or die. Maybe you talk about your markets. Hey, I buy a lot in Ohio. And one of the cities we're going to talk about today is Columbus. What's so great about the Buckeye State? Columbus. I graduated from Ohio University, but I live in Columbus. High rent rates. Let's talk about some of the markets. Hey, here's a map about Columbus. And you're going to look at Columbus. You want to stay away from this lower area. Kind of you look at the middle of town, the bottom part of the town. Anything at rent rates are below $500 a month. This is the rough areas. This is the two-gun part of Columbus, or Detroit, or Arlington, or Birmingham, or Austin. Share. Okay? Oh, yes. Why is Columbus so great? Because Bill Griesmeier lives there. That's right, brother. Okay? What's another thing you do? You talk about you. What? You want me to do a video about me? I'm going to, you know what, one of the #1 videos was a short, like 5-minute video I did of who is Scott Carson. Who am I and what am I focused on? What's my background? What did I do leading up to this position? Okay? That's a story of you, your journey, your family. People have families. People have pets. People have stories. We've all got strange stories to where we got to today. Share it. It's okay to. If you have people on YouTube that have millions, or Twitter, Instagram, they have millions of followers for doing stupid crap. You have more of a right to provide good content than somebody doing a selfie with a boob pushed together, okay? Or their ass hanging out, or their abs out, okay? You don't have to be Suki. You can be you, because that's all you're going to be is you, and it's okay. If George Crocker, I don't know how old George is, he's an elder Methodist tightwad in his own self-proclaimed tightwad, does a video about a deal he's working through. He prints it out and did a video on it and thing. He can do that. Anybody here can do it. George over here, love you, brother. But share your journey. What's your focus? What'd you do in the past? All these things, people are like, well, what should I talk about? Here you go. Let me hit you in the head. These are the things that you can share. These simple things: previous real estate deals, current case studies, vendors, markets, your family, the holidays. What's Independence Day mean to you? Now, with Independence Day coming up here on Thursday, what does it mean to you? It means to me that somewhere 200 and some odd years ago, 250 years ago, I think I said 220 in an email. I don't know why I said that. But anyway, in 1776, these guys got together. Yes, they did it for themselves. They were entrepreneurs. Was it easy for them? No, but they busted their butt for us to be able to do what we want. They didn't sit around and just complain about King George. They went out and did something. They risked life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness to find their way. And I think looking back now, if they saw what we did and how many of us bitch and moan and do stupid stuff and complain and don't take action, they would find us it'd be downright embarrassing. It would be. Think about it. Think of all the riches we have here in the United States. I don't care where, if you're on this, you're listening to this, we've got it better than 95% of the world. And so many people complain about it. Now, I know a lot of you that are on here aren't complainers. You guys are action takers. That's why you're here. I love you. On a Monday night, July 1st, 2019, you're here. But if you really want to separate yourself from the crowd, I'm not telling you to do a million things. I'm telling you to do a little bit more each day, 5% more each day. Not difficult to do. One email to asset managers per week, one email to your database, one short video, phone calls. So let's recap your second half success plan. 2 emails per week, one to asset managers, one to contacts. 25 phone calls, roughly. Phone calls or follow-up to asset managers. Remember, connect with 100 and follow up with 25. Going to one networking event per week. Only one. Video isn't a lot of work, Paul. It's a lot of work for you because I think you like to edit the hell out of your videos a lot. I just say run with it. Share your short videos. Evolve, okay? And Paul says videos work, but it works 24/7 for you. That's part of the reason I like it. It's 24/7 a day. It's helped me a ton on LinkedIn and Asset Manager. Glad to hear that, Paul. Glad to hear it. Thank you. And I'll pay you later for that. One video, 2 to 5 minutes talking about your journey, talking about a previous case study. Everybody in here can talk about it, okay? But most importantly, write down your goals and share them. And I'm not talking about writing down your goals on a dry erase board like many of you do. Write it down on paper and put it up somewhere where you can see it. Put it up there where you can see it. Because let's face it, the year is flying by. The days are flying by. The hours are getting faster. The minutes are flying by. If you don't have something to keep you on track, like I have my calendar in front of me, I have my goals, what I want to accomplish. If you don't have those in front of you where you can see them, you're going to forget about them and they're going to go to the wayside. You're going to be reactive versus you're going to be more defensive to get those done versus offensive. All right? But more importantly, besides just writing it down, you need to share them. Share them. Do a video about your goals for the year. I have them written down. Share them. How are you going? How are you getting there? Tracking. One of the best things early on when I graduated from college is I worked for a couple companies. I worked for Enterprise Rent-A-Car for 90 days. 100-degree heat in summer is not fun. Verizon Wireless, which is a great company, great training and great numbers. And then I moved on to JP Morgan Chase are three of the biggest companies I worked for. I worked for Citibank as well and Smith Barney there. But those three big companies had some of the best training I had, and I learned about goals. We set goals every month. We set things. What was our numbers supposed to be? How do we track that? What were our key performance indicators? And so that's why I want you to look back. Look back at your 6 months. Where did that money come from? Where did your income come from? Did it come from stuff that you're focused on? Great. Do more of that. If it came from stuff that you're barely focused on, or the success on the deals you found, or stuff that you're just only spending a little bit of time, then maybe you need to cut out some of the stuff that you're spending your time on to substitute it for the things that you're finding deals or you're raising capital. For some of you, maybe raising capital is going to meeting groups, and that's your email. Okay, great. If it works for you, then I'm not talking about you. What this focus is for is those that aren't having success. They're not on their way to where they want to be at the end of the year. Okay? Like I say, post your goals somewhere where you see them every day. Every day. I check my numbers. Steph cracks up because I'm constantly checking numbers. I'm checking for our podcast stats. I'm checking for our registrants for Note Night in America. I'm checking on how many people are opted in for things. But why? Because I'm tracking where I want to spend my time. I'm tracking where I'm going and what I'm doing. I mean, this is part of the reason I look back at last year's numbers and the year before and seeing what things were happening in the industry. And you know what it was? It wasn't me going to expos and speaking at expos. It wasn't me going to conferences and speaking there. That was a whole lot of expense that wasn't resulting in good stuff. What was really working for me? Emails to my database, emails to asset managers, and contacting people on LinkedIn. And marketing via video or podcast. So that's why I don't go to the Think Realty Expos. I don't go to the Realty 401s. It's why I don't go to Note Expo. It's why I don't go to IMN. It's why I don't go to Noteworthy. It's not worth my time. Don't be wrong. I love the people there. That would be great to network with people. But when I look at what's it going to cost me to leave my office for 2 days, 3 days, pay for a booth, pay for a hotel, pay for a flight, I'd rather stay home, really buckle down, market it, and then take a good long trip somewhere that I really want to go like we did. Is everything perfect? No, by far, not everything's perfect. But it's a whole lot closer because I see and get things done. You know? So I don't go to Note Expo. I think Note Expo is a great event for somebody who's brand new. But once you get those connections, why go and do it? You should be home working on your business or doing something you want to do. Paper Source, great event to go to. If you're brand new, once or twice, but you don't get a lot of business out of these days. The business comes from you actually being at home and doing the business. Sending emails to asset managers, reaching out, marketing to your database, and breaking down deals. That's where it comes from. That's where it comes from. It's all about being smart with your time and money, okay? Share your goals with your friends and your family. They're really your friends and their family. They will help you accomplish things. If you want to sit down and talk with your spouse and figure out, hey, honey, how much money do we need to have for you to leave your job? You want them to be on board with you? Focus on having them leave their job or come to a plan. Especially figure it out. Hey, do we need to make 10 grand? If we had 10 grand coming in each month off some deals, would you be able to stay home with the kids more often? Maybe it's your husband. Maybe it's your wife. I don't know. Great. Well, here's what I need to do. I need to spend 2 hours, 4 nights a week doing some marketing on this stuff to help me build some momentum to get some stuff done. Can you give me that? Can you help me by keeping the kids away? Can you help me by keeping the grandkids away from me while I'm working? Some people are doing it. I know Paul, if you listen to Chance to, Paul did a great job on his podcast episode last week talking about how his wife kind of, he maximizes his 3 days at home during the week. All right. Wife handles the 3-year-old, I believe, little one while he's working, and then he goes and plays some fun. He takes her to swimming. He breaks her up from swimming. They do all sorts of fun stuff. But you get the things you need to get done. But I guarantee he has shared his goals with his friends and his family. Okay? Yep, and she's insane. 2 was such a good age, but 3, the terrible treats. Okay, good. So, if you want to get somewhere, and this is what your desire is, then make it happen. You have all the tools in front of you. There's no excuse. I don't care what your excuse is. It's bullshit. Okay? It's total crap. You just can tell yourself it's not going to work. That's fine. Do something else. Go back to school. Go get you a job. All right? Go from there. Michael asked, will the July Note Convention cover residential? No, it's called Note Camp Commercial. Just commercial, Michael. Just commercial notes. All right. Anybody else ask something here? Bethany says, I love your straightforward, direct method. You don't waste our time with fluff. Just get to the heart of the matter and get her done attitude that I need and love. We all need that, Bethany. We all need that. The days of blown smoke just aren't there. I heard a podcast interview with one of my idols, one of the guys that I have admired for years, a guy by the name of Roland Frazier, talking about they've changed some things up where it's delivering content and people make a decision for themselves. Instead of when he posts events, instead of run to the back of the room, get away with it. Go straight to more of a convention aspect and knowledge aspect. And that's what I'm thinking. I want to give you guys nuggets. I want to give you knowledge, and you'll make the decision. I mean, if you're interested in getting more education, great. Go to the website and check it out. Go to the notebuyingblueprint.com and check out the Note Buying Blueprint. All right, sign up for notecamp.live and go to Note Camp Commercial and sign up for a ticket for that. Okay? Questions, comments, concerns? Once again, bring it back here. 2 emails. 1 email out to asset managers that you can pull very easily. 1 email to your database. Okay? You've reached out to 100 contacts on LinkedIn for asset managers, and you're following up with 25 either phone calls or emails throughout the week. Nothing difficult. 25 can be done in a day if you need to. Okay? You're going to only do 1 networking event, and preferably in the evenings or lunch. Okay? You're doing 1 video per week about case studies, before, after, things you're working on, your vendors, the holidays, your journey. Write down your goals and share them. Post them somewhere where you'll see them every day, and then share them with your families and friends, everybody. That's all I've got for tonight. That's all I've got. Questions, comments, concern? Thank you, Lisa. Appreciate it. Love you, dear. Anybody else got any questions, comments, concerns? Well, that's it. That's a simple thing. Nothing difficult. If you're not where you're at today because in the first half of the year, it's because A, you're probably not marketing enough. You're probably not following up with enough, okay? Double down, okay? Thank you very much, everybody. Hopefully this is good. Thank you, Charles. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Colleen. Thank you, Roy. Good to be back. I've been back for a month now. All right, everybody. Have a wonderful evening. Enjoy your week and enjoy your 4th of July. Be safe. Be safe. Leave the fireworks to the experts. I had too many friends get injured last year, 4th of July, from doing stupid stuff with fireworks. So leave it to the professionals. Go out and be safe. Have fun. And we'll see you all at the top, everybody. Good night.